Gopi Janavala Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanchari Yamunatira Vanchari Jai Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Janavala Bhagirathari Gopi Janavala Bhagirathari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Paramahamsa Parivrajapacharya Astatarasata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charnarinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajapacharya Astatarasata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Shila Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Prem Sukaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakund Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Mayapur Dham ki jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Jamuna Mai ki jai. Tulsi Devi ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan Yagna ki jai. Brihat Mridanga Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai. Shri Shri Vijay Gauranga Doyal Nitai ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru, Shri Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Shunyavari Pastichara Deshatarane. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasa Tato Jayamudirayat Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 6, Text 11 through 13. Chapter 6 is entitled Prahlad Instructs His Demoniac Schoolmates. Please repeat after me. Katham priyaya anukampitaya Sangam rahasyam ruchiramscha mantran Suritsu tatsneha sita shishunan Kalaksharanam anurakta chittaha Katam priyaya anukampitaya Sangam rahasyam ruchiram shamantran Suritsu tatsneha sita shishunan Kalaksharanam anurakta chittaha Katam priyaya anukampitayaha Sangan rahasyam ruchiram shamantran Suritsu tatsneha sita shishuna Kalaksharanam anurakta chittaha. Please chant.
Katham priyaya anukampitaya.
Katham priyaya anukampitaya.
Sangam rahasyam ruchiram samantran.
Sangam rahasyam ruchiram shamantran.
Suritsu tatsneha sita sushina.
Suritsu tatsneha sita shishunam.
Kalaksharanam anurakta chittaha.
Kalaksharanam anurakta chittaha.
Katham priyaya anukampitaya.
Katham priyaya anukampitaya.
Sagam rahasyam rushiram shamantra.
Sangam rahasyam ruchiram shamantran. Suritsu tatsneha sita shishunam. Kalaksharanam anurakta chittaha. It's interesting, you can hear the clock. Vaishnavis. Katam priyaya anukampitaya. Sangam rahasyam ruchiram shamantran. Suritsu tatsneha sita shishunan. Kalaksharanam anurakta chittaha. Katam priyaya anukampitaya. Sangam rahasyam ruchiram shamantran. Suritsu tatsneha sita shishunam. Kalaksharanam anurakta chittaha. Oh, there's more. I'll just read the rest myself. Putran smaram stadu hridaya vitrin svastrirva pitaro chadino grihan manoj noru parichadamscha ritischa kulya pashubritya varghan chajeta koshashkrid ivehamanha karmani lobad avitripta kamaha Opastya jaivam bahumanyamanaha katam virajeta duranta mohaha. Synonyms. Katam, how. Priyayaha, of the dearmost wife. Anukampitayaha, always affectionate and compassionate. Sangam, the association. Rahasyam, solitary. Ruchiran, very pleasing and acceptable. Cha, and mantran, instructions. Suritsu, to the wife and children. Tatsneha sitaha, being bound by their affection. Shishunam, to the small children. Kala aksharanam, speaking in broken language. Anurakta chittaha, a person whose mind is attracted. Putran, the sons. Smaran, thinking of. Taha, them. Duhitra, the daughters, married and staying at the homes of their husbands. Hridayaha, always situated in the core of the heart. Bratrin, the brothers. Svastra, va, or the sisters. Pitaro, the father and mother. Cha, and Dino, who in old age are mostly invalids. Grihan, household affairs. Manogya, very attractive. Uru, much. Parichadan, furniture. Cha, and Vritahi, big sources of income. Industry and business. Cha, and Kulyaha, connected with the family. Pashu, of animals, cows, elephants, and other household animals. Britya, servants and maidservants. Vargan, groups. Chajeta, can give up. Koshahakrit, the silkworm. Eva, like. Ihamanaha, performing. Karmani, different activities. Lobat, because of insatiable desires. Vitripta kamaha, who is increasing desires are not satisfied. Opastya, pleasure from the genitals. Jaivam, and the tongue. Bahumanyamanaha, considering as very important. Katam, how. Virajeta, is able to give up. Duranta moaha, being in great illusion. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: how can a person who is most affectionate to his family, the core of his heart, being always filled with their pictures, give up their association? Specifically, a wife is always very kind and sympathetic and always pleases her husband in a solitary place. Who could give up the association of such a dear and affectionate wife? Small children speak and talk in broken language, very pleasing to hear, and their affectionate father always thinks of their sweet words. How could he give up their association? One's elderly parents and one's sons and daughters are also very dear. A daughter is especially dear to her father, and while living at her husband's house, she is always in his mind. Who could give up that association? Aside from this, in household affairs, there are many decorated items of household furniture. And there are also animals and servants. Who could give up such comforts? The attached householder is like a silk worm which weaves a cocoon in which it becomes imprisoned, unable to get out, simply for the satisfaction of two important senses, the genitals and the tongue. One is bound by material conditions. How can one escape? Purport. In household affairs, the first attraction is the beautiful and pleasing wife, who increases household attraction more and more. One enjoys his wife with two prominent sense organs, namely the tongue and the genitals. The wife speaks very sweetly. This is certainly an attraction. Then she prepares very palatable foods to satisfy the tongue. And when the tongue is satisfied, one gains strength in the other sense organs, especially the genitals. Thus, the wife gives pleasure in sexual intercourse. Household life means sex life. Yan maitu nadi grihamedi sukham hi tu chum. This is encouraged by the tongue. Then there are children. A baby gives pleasure by speaking sweet words in broken language. And when the sons and daughters are grown up, one becomes involved in their education and marriage. Then there are one's own father and mother to be taken care of, and one also becomes concerned with the social atmosphere and with pleasing his brothers and sisters. A man becomes increasingly entangled in household affairs, so much so that leaving them becomes almost impossible. Thus the household becomes griham andakupam, a dark well in which the man has fallen. For such a man to get out is extremely difficult unless he is helped by a strong person, the spiritual master, who helps the fallen person with the strong rope of spiritual instructions. A fallen person should take advantage of this rope, and then the spiritual master or the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna will take him out of the dark well. Once again, the verses today. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 6, Text 11 through 13. Katam priyaya anukampitayaha sangam rahisyam huchiram shamantram suritsu tatsneha sita shishunam kalaksharanam anurakta chittaha putran smaram sta duhitrir hridaya Britrin svarir va pitaro chadino Grahan majornu parichadams cha Vritis chakulya pashu brityavargan Chajetako shaskrid ive yamanaha Karmani lobad avritriptikamaha Upastya jaivam bahumanyamanaha Katam virajjeta durantamoha. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Vancha kalpa tubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It is my great honor and pleasure to be here this morning in ISKCON Cologne, the wonderful home of Sri Sri Vijay Gauranga Doyle Nitai. We seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavis today, that we can speak for our own purification, say something of value as coming from our beloved Guru Parampara, and especially seeking blessings as Grace Anupam Krishna Prabhu, our resident or visiting Parivrajaka who is traveling all over the world and distributing the message of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So today's class is called Celebrating the Trap. And for a materialistic person, the household life can become a trap by which they cannot escape. Unless, as Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport, they can get the help of the spiritual master who throws the rope of his instructions into the dark well of household life. In India, there are so many old wells that are covered with grass. And if you don't know they're there, you can slip, and you fall into the dark well. And sometimes there's even water in the bottom of the well. So when you fall, bloop, you fall into the water. Very, very difficult to escape. Now, Krishna conscious household life is a different matter. When the family members are engaged in Lord Krishna's service, one's griha, one becomes a grahasta with Krishna in the center of one's life. And if Krishna is in the center of one's family life, then grahasta ashram can be a conducive place to practice Krishna consciousness. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings that when I return home from work and I see all my family members engaged in the service of the deity, engaged in the service of Krishna, then my home becomes Vaikuntha. So now we'll begin to speak about what Prahlad Maharaj is sharing today. And this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, we are reading, are called the teachings of Prahlad Maharaj. He's teaching his classmates. And we're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, canto 7, chapter 6, text 11 through 13. So Hiranyakashipu is performing so many austerities, and while he's in this procedure of performing his austerities, seeking immortal boons, that I will become immortal, meanwhile, his wife Kayadu has stayed at the ashram of Narada Muni, and Prahlad is born, and Narada Muni is blessing Prahlad Maharaj. He's a great devotee being born in the family of a demon. And Prahlad Maharaj has gone to the Gurukul. And in the Gurukul, during tiffin hours, during their lunch break, Prahlad is instructing his classmates about the science of devotional service and the worship of Lord Vishnu. Now, just to have a question, I want you all to answer this question. And the question is, what is the item for you? Let's go around the room. Can we start here? What food item do you like the most? Maybe you can start. What's your favorite that attracts you? Okay, we're asking you. It doesn't have to be gulab jamun. You like bread. Okay, bread attracts you. Burfi. Okay. What food item attracts you so much? Mataji in the back. Cookies. Cake. Okay. Halava. Jai halava bhakta ki jai. Cheese. Dutch cheese. Yum yum. Aloo paratha. You should go to Punjab. Nice hot aloo paratha with fresh butter. Sweet rice. Kheer. Delicious. Cupcakes. All sounds delicious. So the sense of taste is so strong. It attracts our senses, just like iron is attracted to a magnet. When we see the cupcakes, we just get attracted, or the kheer, or the aloo paratha, or the cheese, or the halava, or the cake, or the bread, or the burfi. Interesting how I could remember all these, what everyone likes, because I like all these things too. And then the tongue becomes attracted like the magnet is attracting iron. The senses are so powerful. So in household life, when we have a small child, they make sweet sounds, goo goo, gaga, da da, mama, and we hear them talking their sweet sounds. We also get attracted to them as householders. And then our children, we get involved in their education, we get involved in their marriages. And the wife is so affectionate to the husband. She's always pleasing the husband in a solitary place. She speaks very sweetly. She prepares palatable foods to satisfy the tongue. And then when the tongue is satisfied, one gains strength in the sense organs, especially the genitals. And then the wife gets pleasure in sexual intercourse. Very, very attractive. And then there's household furnitures. We get different furniture. Incidentally, the furniture in the temple rooms are generally the most beautiful, I find, at least from my perspective. Like, this is such a beautiful book stand. It's so nice. But anyway, household furniture, people get attracted to that, attached to it. And we have our elderly parents. They're also very dear to us. In the traditional extended family, the parents will live with you your whole life until they pass on. You take care of them. And there's so much affection. And for the sons and daughters as well. And then there's the household animals, like the cows and the elephants. And today we have dogs at the home. Oh, Fifi, we love our animals so much. And so like this, we're passing our lives from boyhood to youth, to old age. We're trapped in this cycle. Dihinosmin yata dehe, dihinosmin yata dehe, komaram yovanam chara, komaram yovanam chara, tata dehantara praptir, tata dehantara praptir, dhirastatra namuyati. And then if we're living our life from one life to the next and we have no Atma Tattva, if we don't understand the meaning of life, the purpose of life, Atato Brahma Jigyasya, then we're just trapped in this cycle again and again. Here's a beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, text number 4. Let's chant this verse together. Deha patya kala tradishvu atma sanyes vasatsvapi tesham pramato nidhanam pasyanapi napasyati. Very famous verse. Persons devoid of Atma Tattva do not inquire into the problems of life, being too attached to fallible soldiers like the body, children, and wife. Although sufficiently experienced, they still do not see their inevitable destruction. So the attached householder within the wife has so much attraction and attachment to his body, his children, his wife, his parents, the household paraphernalia, the animals. They're all fallible soldiers that won't save him from inevitable destruction. So in the verse today, Prahlad Maharaj gives the example of the attached householder is like a silkworm. Jai Shri Shri Vijay Gauranga Dayani Tai Ki Jai. So the silkworm weaves a cocoon around itself, and the silkworm cannot escape, and the silkworm dies in the cocoon. So like this, the householder is weaving a cocoon of his household life, his children, his wife, his home, his paraphernalia, his furniture, his animals. It's all around him, his parents. And he cannot escape from this cocoon, unable to get out. So the silkworm inside is imprisoned. It's like a prison, and he's unable to get out of the cocoon. So household life, it looks like so many flowers. Oh, my wife is speaking so sweetly. She cooks such nice preparations. My children are so sweet. Looks like a really nice situation. Looks like a bed of roses. But under the layer of flowers, it's andakupam. One can fall into the deep, dark well, and very, very difficult to get out. One gets trapped. So another example is that one wants to taste delicious honey. One wants to enjoy the sense gratification of household life. But it's very, very dangerous. It's like trying to lick honey off a sharp blade. Very, very dangerous. Sadhu, Saudan. Very, very dangerous. So it's like understanding our true identity. The dog thinks he's free when he runs on the street, but actually he's being pulled by a tight chain, collar and chain. We need to understand our true identity. We're not here to try to enjoy this world. This world is not about trying to enjoy our senses. not trying to enjoy household life, getting nice food, enjoying our tongue, our belly, our genitals, our ears, hearing the sweet sounds of small children. This is not what life is about. It's an illusion. So the more we try to enjoy our senses, the more we get entrapped. It's like pouring ghee into a burning fire. The fire may go down momentarily, but then the fire just blazes up more and more. We try to satisfy our senses with some sense gratification, and we think, oh, then I will be peaceful. But then this desire for sense gratification increases more and more. The senses are too strong, like a spreading forest fire. So there's a very important verse from Upadeshamrita, Nectar of Instruction, text number 1. Let's chant this together. Vachavegam manasakroda vegam jiva vegam udarapasta vegan etan vegan yovishaheta dira sarvam apimam pritivim sashishat. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world. So we see the different senses and the modern fuel, the modern ghee that goes into these senses. We see the tongue, the speech, the tongue speaks, and the tongue speaks all kinds of prajalpa, gossip, criticism, endless debate. Sometimes on social media, we see so much useless debate back and forth over ridiculous topics. So it's so helpful if devotees can avoid this trap of getting pulled into this useless gossip personally and also on social media. Then we see the pushings of the mind. Today there's a epidemic going around the world. It's called doom scrolling. People have their devices and they just scrolling endlessly. You see that sometimes on the trains. People are just fixed and looking at their device and they just going through it, going. So this is the mind. The mind is just getting attracted. It's a pushing of the mind. Person is not able to control their mind. And then the pushings of anger. People, we have road rage. When people are driving and someone cuts you off and they get angry. You cut me off. And they throw stones through the windows of the other car and they cut them off and they create all kinds of violence. And then there's a cancel culture today that people, they just want to cancel you and people will criticize. And then there's again the tongue wants to taste so many things. We want to taste bread and cupcakes and burfi and cheese, and we want to taste aloo paratha, and we want to taste halava and cookies and cake, and so many preparations. The tongue is just after us. The belly just wants more and more. Give me more, give me more. And we put more in, and then indigestion comes, and pain, and so many difficulties. So it's very, very difficult. Yeah. And then ultimately the genitals. People want to satisfy their genitals. And today, and for many years, there's been a problem in when people get diseases in their genitals. So they're spread from one genital to the next genital. And And the cures for these diseases can be extremely painful. I had a friend in college, he caught one, it's called a venereal disease. He caught a venereal disease. He had, I don't know how appropriate it is to get very graphic here about this because it was so painful. No need. Okay, I'll leave it. I'll leave it. Okay, very painful experience. I'll leave it at that. Very painful experience. If you want to know the details, come and see me after the class. Right, so this is very difficult aspect that so many, the elephants, they get caught by the genitals. So the elephant bathes very nicely, but as soon as he comes out, again, the elephant rolls in the dust. So we should control our senses so that we don't become implicated in these different activities. So we can discuss also how can we dovetail different activities in Krishna's service. How can we dovetail our different activities in Krishna's service? So I'm opening up this discussion now. We do so many activities at home and household life. How can we do these in Krishna's service? This is my open question to you. Now let's have a little discussion. What are your thoughts? How can we dovetail our activities in Krishna consciousness? Put Krishna in the center. Excellent. Let's be more specific. Let's give examples. Yes.
Tongue and stomach and genitals in one line. Beginning control from tongue. And we eat prasadam and chanting Hare Krishna.
Eat prasadam and chant Hare Krishna. This will help control the line, tongue, belly, and genitals. Very good. Yes, Anupam.
You give some of your earning to the temple.
The grahasta is earning. Don't say that too many grahastas, they may get a heart attack. Prabhupada said 50%. He got that from Srila Rupa Goswami. Yes.
He had a boat.
He had a boat full, right. Maybe there can be a certain threshold. If you have like more than 75% of the average income in your country, then you should give 50%, something like that.
But in Holland, they have this practical discussion. Listen, if I give 50%, I can't pay my room rent, house rent. No, you give half of your what you can save after that. After having paid everything.
After having paid everything,
you
give half. That's more practical. So there's a financial term for that, right? It's like net worth, net, and what's the other terminology? There's two finances. One is what you income, the income, and your net worth. You know, your available income after expenses. That's what you're saying. Yes. So principle. That's a detail. Principle is give some of your hard-earned wealth to the service of Krishna. Yes. Thank you. How else we can practically engage our household activities in the service of Krishna? Yes.
There's one in the Pancharatra Pradeep says, especially with grihasthas when they have to deal in the way that they have to fully concentrate on an activity, that they just cannot remember Krishna, like counting money in the bank. How do you remember Krishna? And after the activity, you offer that activity to Krishna.
Okay. So then if we can't remember Krishna during the activity, let's say we have to count money, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, then after the activity is finished, then we offer that activity. Yat karoshi adashnasi. We offer that activity to Krishna. Very good. Okay, so we can continue meditating on this during the day. And so as a closing note, we should try to associate with devotees who are beyond this desire for sense gratification. Chant the desires away. Only someone stronger than you can pull you out of the well. So we should associate with devotees who are, number one, aspiring to become free of sense gratification. And number two, have practiced for a long time and have achieved some success, if not complete success, at least some success, and overcome the desires of the senses. Vacha vegam manasakroda vegam, jiva vegam udara pasta vegan, hetan vegan yo vishaheta dira, sarvam apimam pritivim sashishat. Controlling the pushings of the mind, the vacha vegan, the mind, the speech, the anger, the tongue, the belly, and the genitals, overcoming these. This will help us. And as Prabhu mentioned, only eat Sri Krishna Prasadam. It's very important, Srila Prabhupada. And also helpful not to eat too fancy. To try to eat more simply can be helpful for some of us. Engage in the service of the Lord. Engage the senses in the service of the master of the senses. Sarvo parivanir muktam, sarvo parivanir muktam, tat tat parat vena nirmalam, tat pat parat vena nirmalam, rishikena rishikesha, sevanam bhaktir uchate. So Rupa Goswami is encouraging us, engage the senses in the service of the master of the senses. And finally, let us encourage grihastha life, not grihamedi life. Life with Krishna in the center, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Are there any questions or comments? Yes, Anupam Krishna Prabhu.
When I started preaching 30 years ago, there were many kids in the Grihastha ashram, and they very much like you to sit on your lap and deal with them the way they want. Now they're getting older, and they are ready for marriage, and they also got married. And then what happened? There was one case, I won't mention the name, but it's a real case, that she got married, and that boy's guru, is called guru, promised to protect the marriage and do everything, this and that. After the marriage, it turned out that the in-laws didn't like the girl all of a sudden, and they mistreated her. She left that house and went back to her parents' house. And she's asking me for advice, what should I do? In such cases, this is a really disco marriage happened. How do you deal with that? Because in one sense, you're not a preacher anymore, a social worker somewhere or something like that. I don't know how to advise.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me see if I understand your question. The question is how to advise a family that's having marital difficulties, especially from a perspective of a preacher who may even be a renunciant.
Yeah.
Is that your question? Yes. So I can suggest two strategies.
And you knew them since you were very small.
And he's known them since they were very small, so there's a lot of connection and relationship there.
Trust.
And trust also. So two options are there that I can think of. There may be more. The first is to guide them and put them under the care of an experienced grahastha or vanaprastha couple who have a lot of experience in this regard, who you also trust, who can use their experience to guide them. Like in some temples, they have or some congregations, they have a counseling system or a mentoring system in which senior grahastas counsel the younger grahastas. And some of them have been doing it for many years, and they've counseled hundreds of couples, and they're very experienced. So I think that is a very good way to go. If you do want to handle it yourself, I would suggest don't advise them, but help them understand their own situation better. For example, ask them, what are your options? And try to help them list all the different options they have. I could stay with my family. I could try going back again. I could try getting some marital counseling. I could ignore the situation. I could appeal to the guru. Already 5 options have been mentioned. There may be more. And then encourage them, just walk them through the process of seeing the plus and the minus points of each of those options, and let them try to figure out the answer themselves. And if they come to a really bad conclusion that you think will hurt them, then you can intervene. But try to act as an educator, to educare, to bring out the answer which is already in them. Let them make their own decision and analysis. Just facilitate a clear thinking process. And part of that clear thinking process could be to encourage them to take guidance from some experienced grahastas or vanaprasthas. Does that answer your question? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Say again? Namahatas.
Try to localize it, not to speak too much, yes. Because sometimes devotees want to have namahatas together, sit, speak, eat, and sometimes to speak about what is happening in the temple. Yes. For example, I was asked many times because I didn't hear to do it. So I don't know if it is also the way when it is done correctly to have, because it's about grihasthas, certainly, yes, mostly. And not so much about the people from the street. Is it also the way?
Are you asking if
I'm asking.
if namahatas is a good way for one to Krishnaize one's grihastha life? I would say yes, definitely. Namahatas, bhakti vrikshas, they're a good opportunity for grihasthas to come together and give each other some support and encouragement. And you have some seniors and you have some juniors, and they can guide each other and help each other. Yes, there's a ministry in ISKCON called ISKCON Congregational Development Ministry. And this is one of their big emphases, is that grihasthas should come together on a weekly basis or regular basis and have these discussions and satsangas together to discuss the scriptures, to chant Hare Krishna together, honor prasadam together, visit each other's homes, and then naturally one will have the opportunity for dadati pratagrinati guyam akyati prichati, for these confidential discussions can also happen. The relationships can develop. And the Bhakti Vriksha leader or the Namahata leader can also take the initiative. If he sees that one Grahastha family is having difficulty, he can follow up with them, phone them personally, go see them personally, and try to give some support and help. So yes, very, very healthy and very helpful. Yes.
So the aim of Namahatas is to strengthen the community of the temple or something else?
What is the aim of the Namahata?
Yeah, is it to strengthen the community, to bring them together? So the people of grihasthas of community, yes, to bring them together and to connect them more to the temple, or only to bring them together?
I'm just checking what is the mission statement of the Congregational Development Ministry in ISKCON. I know that I took a training in Bhakti Vriksha. I took a Bhakti Vriksha training, and it was advised that there should be 2 gatherings a week. One, the Namahata, and one, everyone should come to the temple. So 2 gatherings were there. The mission of the ISKCON Congregational Development Ministry is to assist the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in developing and expanding its communities by offering consultancy, education, and networking. This includes promoting a caring attitude towards members, empowering devotees in outreach, organizing them into small groups for support, and using temples as centers for inspiration and festivals. Okay?
How can I get it?
You give me your contact
Okay.
and I'll send it to you. Okay? Yes.
Regarding the question about congregational preaching, I've been doing that actually for the last 20, 25 years. And we don't have a temple in Holland. Netherlands has no temple with ashrams. The congregation is there, and what I felt in my preaching in the congregation was, like yesterday, it was a big group here, so many people were there, but there's no time to meet with each other and ask questions. It was everything running in it. So these congregations are very nice for intimate one-to-one connection, getting to know each other very intimately. And it's in a nice household environment where there is no pushing, no nothing like that, which is not available in the temple. In the temple there is big congregation, huge harinam, which is not available in the congregation. So both have their plus points. And
Can I just share that for our internet audience? So Anupam Krishna Prabhu is sharing that there are advantages in congregation at homes and also advantages of temple. In temple we can have big Harinam Sankirtan with many people. And in the homes there's more scope for one-on-one personal connections and exchanges, questions and answers.
Yeah, and I've seen the two largest communities in ISKCON are of Jagataka Swami and of Radhana Swami. The Jagataka Swami is taking Bhakti Thakur's Bhakti Vriksha manual and spreading. And the mission of that is as the group grows, then you split in two, and then you grow further, and then split again like that. And Radhana Swami's group is basically similar, but they don't split. They will have a huge 10,000 people congregation who very powerfully support their temple in every way. They even have made ISKCON hospital where devotees can be treated for free. So the one of Jagataka Swami is more or less, taking whole villages and initiating them like that. So they have a huge outreach, and the other one has the plus point of taking care of the community in all kinds of ways, like medicinal or psychological. So both styles of congregational preaching is very much necessary. And you will see in the future, that's my feeling, that the temples will be on the background. As the congregation grows further and further, the temples have to be huge. Because I really hold 10,000 people, in Vrindavan. So therefore they split and go to Gauradesh and different. So the future will not be so much the temples anymore. It will be actually the interactions and the congregation, if you want to have unlimited expansion.
All right. So Anupam Krishna Prabhu has shared with us two paradigms, two communities. His Holiness Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj and his massive congregational development. He's actually the minister of the Congregational Development Ministry. And this Namahata preaching based on the model of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And they have a system, the Bhakti Vriksha system, in which the groups grow to about 15 or 16 members. And after 15 or 16 members, the group leader who's been training the next group leader also, there's a expansion. They don't like the word split. They like the word expansion. So they expand into two smaller groups. And there's a strong emphasis on bringing new people to these. Part of the Bhakti Vriksha meeting is a discussion on, okay, everyone should bring one new person next week. So they're like cells, they're cell groups. They each, the church also does this kind of cell group preaching. And the cells expand and grow and then expand to create new groups. And that's very, very powerful. And you also shared about His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj's congregation. based out of Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Mandir in Chowpatty, Mumbai. And they have more than 10,000 congregation. And now in Govardhan, over the past few days, there were 12,000 devotees there.
Great.
Yeah, and growing and growing. And they also have their counselor system, in which counselors will look after individual devotees, although their counselor groups, as far as I understand, tend to grow bigger than 15, 16. They tend to get bigger groups, depending on the counselor. And some counselors may have 200 counselees under them. So like this. And there is the Bhaktivedanta Hospital, but sorry to say, or not sorry to say, just to give a point of information, they don't treat all devotees for free. It's a professional hospital. Although as a sannyasi, I have benefited from some free treatment, but generally devotees will pay just like any other hospital. It's highly professional, it's well done. Srila Prabhupada's Murti is in the center of the reception when you come in, and there's a strong spiritual atmosphere. All the employees at the beginning of every shift come in front of Prabhupada's Murti. They chant the Shikshastikam prayers. They have a discussion. In every room, there's a loudspeaker, and you can choose either off or Srila Prabhupada lecture or Srila Prabhupada kirtan. And when you're going into the operating theater for a big operation, when you're getting ready to pass into the door, there's a big picture of Lord Nrsingadev. So he's the original surgeon, operating surgeon, doing the original surgery on Hiranyakashipu.
But the patient didn't survive.
No, they should survive.
He operated.
The original patient, he didn't survive materially, but spiritually he was greatly benefited by the touch of Lord Nrsingadev's nails. And they have a spiritual care department, which is very, very wonderful. And they have a temple of Lord Jagannath, Baladev Subhadra, and Gauranitai in the hospital. And they also have a daily Rath Yatra. They have a cart with Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra on the cart, and the spiritual care department devotees take that cart to each and every room in the hospital every day to give darshan. They give some prasadam, and they have flower petals. They give the patients an opportunity to offer flowers to Jagannath. So it's not free, but it's really, for me, a superior experience over other hospitals. They're quite competent with modern equipment. And they also have a unique department called the Department of Integrated Medicine, which has been discussed by many people around the world, but it's the first one that's really operational. They have 5 or 6 doctors sitting together in a panel. One of them is an Ayurvedic doctor. One of them is an allopath. One of them is a homeopath. One of them is from spiritual care department. And one of them is a dietitian, essentially a naturopathy. So then your case comes before the whole Department of Integrated Medicine, and they give you a holistic package for you. And I went there, I had some, just to give a testimonial, I had some blockages in my heart, these, where the arteries get clogged up. And by going to that Department of Integrated Medicine and taking their combination of allopathic and Ayurvedic medicine, my blockages were reduced by 20%. So it was a helpful experience. So I have very good experience there. It's not free, but they're very competent. It's a good experience. It's competitively priced with other hospitals. And if you are super poor, they will supplement, and give you an option to get good health care.
Where is it, Maharaj?
It's in Mumbai. It's in Bombay, India.
That is not Eco Village of Radhanath, Maharaj.
Excuse me?
Eco Village?
Eco Village is another project. I could speak for a half hour about that project also. Eco Village, Govardhan Eco Village is a wonderful project about 1.5 hours from Mira Road, from this Bhaktivedanta hospital. And they have a beautiful Goshala, they have a beautiful temple, they have recreated Vrindavan. They have the 7 temples of Vrindavan recreated, and the Madan Mohan temple is recreated down to the centimeter.
Really? Red stone?
Red stone, everything, down to the centimeter. One of their devotees went to Madan Mohan Mandir in Vrindavan and said to the officials, I want to measure everything so that we can create an exact replica. And they said, no, this is a heritage site. You cannot have access to this site. Then this devotee went and he was doing his master's in architecture. And with the strength and help of the university, they approached the officials for his master's thesis to have permission to measure the Madan Mohan Mandir, and they received permissions. So he very carefully, professional, high-level architect for his master's thesis, he measured every aspect of the Madan Mohan Mandir. And then they went back, he brought the designs back to Govardhan Eco Village. They brought that same red sandstone from Jaipur. They got the best artisans, and every detail, every design, every square inch of it is exactly the same. Same height, same everything, same size. What about, wait, I want to tell you about Madan Mohan. They have a Govindaji temple also, but it's scaled down. It's similar, but it's not as huge. Yeah, similar, but it's also beautiful. They have 7 temples, Radha Damodar, Radha Raman, all of them. Let me get back to this story about Madan Mohan. This is amazing. So they wanted to get an exact replica of the deity carved. So they sent devotees to Madan Mohan Mandir to take photos of the deities. But you know what happens when you take your camera out in Vrindavan sometimes, what the pujaris say? No photo, no photo, right? It's against the rule of the temple for photographs to be done. And of course, these devotees have very high ethics. They're not going to try to sneak and do something against the temple's policy. So what they did is they sent 3 highly trained devotee artists. And all during the day, they would have darshan of Madan Mohan for hours, and then go back to where they were staying, and they would draw all night. And then take their sketch, and then the next day, again, go back for many hours and have darshan of Madan Mohan, and go back again and continue their sketching. Which is the mistake, which needs correction. This went on for some time. Then when they came as close as they could, they went to the pujaris and they showed them, this is our sketch, because there's no law against sketching. And then the pujari said, yes, yes, this is very nice, but just make this little change and that little change. The pujari helped them to finalize their sketch. So they finalized their sketch and they sent the sketch to Jaipur and had the deities carved exactly. Now, Madan Mohan Ji today is not in Vrindavan, is in Koreli. The Madan Mohan deity had been shifted to Koreli. First to Jaipur, first Karoli. Thank you for helping me with my pronunciation. Wait, this gets better. The deity had originally gone from Vrindavan to Jaipur and then gone to Karoli. Did I say it right? Karoli. And then there's an interesting story because the deity in Karoli of Madan Mohan has a very unusual flute. Do you know what's unusual about his flute? It's bent like this. How did the flute get bent? So the story is that the king of Jaipur, who was worshipping Madan Mohan, had a daughter. And as as an ideal grahasta, as we were discussing today, as a grahasta, he kept Krishna in the center of his home, and he engaged all of his family members in worshiping the deity. So his daughter was worshiping Madan Mohanji, and she was very attached to him. Now she grew up, and it was time to get her married. And she was getting married to the king or the prince of Karoli. So she told her father, "My dear father, I am so attached to Madan Mohanji. Please let me bring Madan Mohanji with me to Karoli." The king said, "No, not possible. He must stay here." She began to cry and cry and cry. And he said, "I'll tell you what, we'll have a test, a contest. And tomorrow we'll blindfold you and we'll bring 3 deities of Krishna in front of you. And if you can tell just by feeling them which one is Madan Mohanji, then you can take him with you to Karoli." So the next day there was the competition. She was blindfolded. But that night, the night before, the princess had a dream. And in the dream, Madan Mohanji came to her and told her, "Tomorrow, when you touch me during the competition, I will move my arm. Then you will know it is me." So the next day, when she touched Madan Mohanji, he moved his arm down, and then the flute bent. And so she brought the deity of Madan Mohanji to Karoli, and the deity today has a bent flute. And even if you go to Govardhan Eco Village, GEV, you will see Madan Mohanji deity has the same bent flute.
But the princess cannot be an ordinary princess.
Ek minute. Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohanji ki jai.
The princess cannot be ordinary.
The princess cannot be ordinary.
Krishna reciprocates like that?
Yayatam mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajam yaham. Krishna says, as you surrender unto me, I reward you accordingly. So much surrender and love this princess has for Madan Mohanji that she could not bear his separation, and he reciprocated with her.
What's her name?
Excuse me?
What's her name?
I don't know. I have to find out for you. Yeah. I don't know her name. Princess. What do you say princess in Hindi and Sanskrit? Rajkumari. Rajkumari. The Rajkumari of Karoli. Rajkumari Karoli ki jai. So I'm very grateful to all of you for kindly coming and participating today in the Bhagavatam class. And thank you for all of your wonderful service and association this week. I'm so grateful to all of you. I hope I did not inconvenience you too much by my stay. And please come visit me in Pandharpur, Maharashtra. When you come to India, it's near Pune. And I'd be most happy to welcome you there. You can have beautiful darshan of Lord Vithala, beautiful deity of Krishna. So if you'd like to stay in touch, I have my social media and a stay in touch QR code. You can scan it. I'll leave this there. So today we are celebrating the trap, Grahasta life. We can avoid that trap by keeping who in the center? Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
So Govindaji has been rebuilt in 7 stories with the big flame?
No.
No, only 2 stories. Oh. I always wondered what these stories would look like. What exactly called a flame?
Yeah.
Really?
You know, regarding the Govindaji